Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you the just a quick installation of the new Omni Reolink camera. I had my son install it, so I didn't show the whole thing. It's just gonna be a little bit of B-roll, just showing how he take the memory card out the old camera, put the memory card in the new camera, and hang it up, secure it. And then we did another camera also, but like I said, that's pretty much basic cameras that I've been using for the last couple of months. And so I'm fit to show you how to initialize it and everything from your Reolink Client desktop or laptop mode. You don't necessarily have to do it from your phone. You can do it from the Client app as well. And this applies for PoE cameras that are connected to a switch and probably has a memory card inside of it. If you have a NVR and you have cameras connected to it, the best way to do that is to go into your NVR first, delete that camera that you about to replace, and once you delete it, make sure it doesn't add it back quick. So the best way to do that is unplug the camera first, then delete it. Because if you have what we call auto detect on, then as soon as you delete it, it's gonna come back. So just unplug it first, then come back to your NVR and delete it. Once you do that, then you can install the new camera, and the new camera should just pop up on your NVR because it don't have a password, and you don't have to initialize because it's plugged directly into the NVR. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you don't do that, let's just say you unplug it. Let's just say you keep it plugged in and you don't delete the old camera. Then you take that one down and you plug the new camera in. That camera IP address is still tied into the NVR. So to save you minutes upon minutes trying to get the new one in that place, just unplug it first, then delete it, and then go back and install the other one. And so for this way, you don't have to do that. You can keep your old ones up because each camera has its own. It's a standalone, so each camera has its own area. You don't have just NVR, then 7 cameras. All cameras gonna be listed. So if we go into my Reolink Client app, as you can see, we're on my porch right now. And if you look down, you will see the Omni 3i PoE. And so what we want to do is we want to get that initialized. So we'll click on it. And now it's going to ask you for a password, and it's going to ask you to confirm that password. And so now we're just going to put a password in there. Go next. And now we'll give it a name. And since it's on the back, I'm going to name it back. Then we'll hit next. Then it says initialization is complete. We'll hit finish. Okay, so you see how it look. I'm going to show you kind of saw the setup. It's kind of under my eave. That's how I kind of want it. I just wanted to cover each corner of the house. And so we're not going to do, in this video, we're not going to do a full-on tutorial on how to work it, like getting the zones with the pan and tilt and all that. This is just a quick thing showing you how to get it installed. And so basically you have the same settings that you would normally have on your phone. You got fluent, you got clear, but since I'm on my Wi-Fi, I leave it on clear. But if I wasn't on my Wi-Fi, I have it on fluent. And so we'll go here. So you look, you got 2 channels. You got that one. So if I click on this one, this is the zoom one. And so now you can click on here, and now you can zoom, you can go right. So you can pinpoint it wherever you want to pinpoint it at. You can swipe to the left. And so I'm gonna do another video real soon, probably next week, on how it works. We'll do recordings of me coming around, walking, looking up, and things like that. And so you can place it down and whatever. And as you see down here, you got calibration where you can calibrate it, monitor point preset, and all that. Like I said, we're gonna get into that later. If you want to add it to Home Assistant, it's very easy. I'll go back to my main screen. If you see right here, this is my main screen. This is an overview. This is an update that Home Assistant creates on its own. Back in the day, it used to be way worse than this. So if you want to add your cameras to Reolink through Home Assistant, Reolink is an add-on which them and Home Assistant work together. So you don't have to create nothing. You just go into devices, you click add integration, and you type in Reolink, and it pops up. You select it. Once you select it, you go down. So I'm gonna go down to mine's. If you have a hub or MVR that you want to install, you'll click on Reolink, and you'll see it say add hub, and then you'll put your credentials in, whatever your code is, password to get in, and submit it, and then it'll come up. If you already have, like me, if you just have your cameras on SD cards and you're using a PoE switch, you'll have devices. You click on devices, and then you'll click on add device, and it'll give you the same thing. You probably can do that from the hub part too, but you know, just showing you. And once you add it, it will pop up. So this is the new camera we installed. As you can see, it's showing 2 of everything because it's 2 cameras. You got floodlight, PTZ. Don't use this because if you use it, it just starts spinning. So I wouldn't use this in Home Assistant. And to be honest, if you want to use it, I'll just use the app. But most of the time, you shouldn't have to use it because you got that 180 lens, and then you have the zoom in. So you really don't have to pan it yourself unless you're just trying to be nosy. It will track on its own. So if somebody was to come in your backyard, it will automatically go to it without you having to take your time trying to zoom and all that stuff. You see it has 2 animals. This is the detection zone that I put in, cross line. And if you look here, this is your fluent for the wide angle, and this is your fluent for the zoom in. If you want clear, is not enabled, you just go down here to disable entities and clear, click on it. It's gonna say entity is disabled. Then you just enable it. Once you enable it, give it probably about 10 seconds, and then it'll appear. So if you want to do that, you also have snapshots, so like for automations and stuff, but you don't have to use that. You can just use the clear. I'll show you a quick automation real quick. These are all the configurations. You can adjust the sensitivity, auto track, and it also updates. Because one of my cameras updated today through Home Assistant, so you do get that as well. And so now we will go to one of my automations, and I'm gonna show you a standard one because I use ChatGPT and Gemini to make these pretty wild. So let's just go to my camera garage snapshot, show you this one. Basically, the way this is, the wind is a trigger. So when a person occupancy change is detected, some cameras might just say person detected, but for this one, since I'm using Frigate, it's gonna say occupancy. So I did that. And then for condition is when do you want it to happen or when you don't want it to happen. I said if the time is after 10 p.m. or before 3:30 a.m., then I want you to take a snapshot. This is a snapshot that I'm just using the snapshot. It said clear. And then this file name, this is where it was saved to Home Assistant, where when you come down to notifications and you put message, person, data, now instead of it saying, now you gonna put that same configuration in here, except you're gonna do local. So what local is it sends it to your phone. So if you go back to the snapshot, I got config. Config goes to Home Assistant. Config www snapshot garage. Then down here you would do /local instead of config, because now you pushing it to your phone, if that makes sense. Then click action will be, this takes you directly to your Reolink. So when you get the snapshot, if you click on the picture, it will take you directly to your Reolink app. And then add this right here. This just makes it come faster with instant. And so that is a basic one. I'll be doing it, like I said, we'll be going over all this. I'm just showing you. All right, y'all, we back. So now we are in the mobile app, in which this is the way I like to set up my system once I get it installed. So as you can see, the back camera, it shows 2 views. So you have the 180 at the bottom and you have the zoom in at the top. So if we was to click on it, it takes us to this settings. If you want to in-depth on how to set up your system through your phone, how to do all the detections and notifications and stuff, I got a video that I put at the end of this one, and that'll show you everything. But in this one, we just gonna do some of the basics. So right here, if you click at the top, you can see you have the PTZ. We're at the bottom. You have Pinpoint. So what Pinpoint is, so I can click on it and then I can touch it, and then the top part will zoom into that area. Pretty much all it is. PTZ is pretty much basically what it is. You go left, right, you make it move and everything. Now, if you see up here at the top where it has this little blue icon, that is your PTZ. Right beside it is your monitoring point. And as you can see, it says auto return. You won't have this yet, but wherever you want to angle the zoom in rotating camera, this is where you will have it set for 60 seconds, 30 seconds, or whatever you want the interval to be for it to come back to that after it finished detecting. The next one would be your preset points. So wherever, let's just say I wanted to preset this particular area right here, I will hit add preset. Then I will type in a name for it. And then if I wanted also have this for patrol, you can just hit that and then hit confirm, and it'll also go into your patrol mode, which is the one to your right. And then see, as it says, add preset points. If you hit the little 3 dots, if you haven't calibrated it yet, once you get it installed, you can hit this and calibrate it before you even do anything else. So we exit out of that. Let's see, do I have a clip? We'll go back to yesterday and let's do person. And okay, so it's showing some at 418, 419, 420. So let's click on 418. And I should be coming from one of these sides. I can't remember, but you'll see once I come up, that camera already detects me, but then it gives that information to the zoom camera, and then that camera will start detecting, and that camera will follow you pretty much wherever you go until you out of sight. Or like me, I'm going inside my porch, so it's pretty much following me all the way until it can't see me no more. And that's pretty much it for that. Like I say, it's, if you have a backyard or a front yard or whatever, and you want to cover everything all at once, this is probably one of the best cameras to get. So see if you had an update on your phone. This is how probably looking now. So if you was to tap that, that'll take you straight into your playback. But the little clock thing, but the one to the right take you into your settings. And so push notifications. Like I said, I don't have it turned on, but if I had, they give you this text to image, but I think you have to sign up for it, but you don't have to pay for it. I think you get 25 detections per day for on the free tier. So let me click on it real quick so you can see what I'm saying. See, now it's saying device is not subscribed. So if I go to subscribe, now it'll take me into here where I can get the free notifications. So I just click on that, click on the free one and hit subscribe. You don't have to pay now. You just get 25 notifications per day if you want to do that. If I know the doorbells have it, so this camera have it. Most of the other cameras don't have it. So like all the new cameras coming out, they probably give me this option. But come on, Reolink, let's just give that to us for free. All right. So back out of that, okay, and SyncTrack. That's what I want to show you. Okay, so the player currently in classic mode. So it's basically what they're saying is they can stretch it out, but you don't have to do that. So don't worry about that. SyncTrack, that's how they talk to each other. So when you select that, that's when the 180 degree talks to the zoomed in one and let it know that it detected something. Auto framing view is only available in full screen mode. So that's why they're asking you to do that. That's where you can set it up how you want to do it. But like I said, you don't have to worry about that. Tracking type, you put what, of course, you put what you want to track. Then you said track priority. You can put what you want to put first or second. So if you want to do animal first, you can do that. But of course, I hope you do person first. And so we'll back out of that. And that just goes in the order of what it's going to track. Horizontal range. This is where if you hit edit, or if you haven't did it yet, it's asking you the range of the tracking. So what I did was, you can see on the left side, I went all the way to that corner. Right side, I went all the way to that corner. And so that's the range that it will catch it, and then the zoom camera will detect you. So you can play with that. You can schedule it. Of course, it should be all blue, so I wouldn't mess with that unless you wanted to. Object stops, you can set it for 10, 20, 30, 60 seconds. Object disappears, you can set it from 10 to 60 seconds. And that's pretty much it that you get from this one. That's probably a little different than some of the other ones. You do get search. As you can, you go to playback and you'll see it says search at the top. So you can search, you can say, let's see, ladder. Let's see what that come up. So let's see, it's 17 seconds. Let's see. Okay, that's me with a ladder. So it already knew that I had a ladder. Okay, that's me this morning adjusting it a little bit. So all right, that's pretty much all I wanted to show.